कॉल बंद करेंगे क्या करें, चालू रखे?
स्टार्ट करिए।
नहीं
हाँ,
नहीं
वो अभी स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट हो गया है, स्टार्ट कर दीजिए आप।
नहीं, फोन बंद कर दो ना, कर
हाँ,
डिस्कनेक्ट
फोन बंद कर
हाँ
दीजिए।
ओके।
हाँ,
हेलो एवरीवन, मैं मितेश शाह केडी एडवाइजरी से आपका स्वागत करता हूँ इन वीकली इंडेक्स रिपोर्ट। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लोग देखेंगे टॉप मार्केट अपडेट्स जो आपको जानना चाहिए। लास्ट वीक निफ्टी ने 2.02% के रेंज में मूवमेंट किया। हाई में उसने 24,261 बनाया एंड लो इट मेड ए 23,784 एंड फाइनली एट एंड इट क्लोज 42 पॉइंट मार्जिनल अप बाय 0.18%। अगर डीआई और एफआई की डेटा की बात करें तो डीआई ने लास्ट वीक में 9941 करोड़ का परचेस किया है, जबकि एफआई इज आल्सो नेट बायर एट 27,2781.5 करोड़। तो टोटल इनका इनफ्लो जो था दैट वाज 12,722 करोड़। न्यूज की बात करें तो कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर मिस्टर पीयूष गोयल एंड यूएस रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मिस्टर जेमिसन ग्रीड they are going came India to talk on the proposal bilateral trade agreement. ग्रीड का जो जून 22-24 का विजिट है दैट इज बिफोर द एक्सपायरेशन ऑफ अवर टेम्पररी 10% यूएस टेरिफ रिजिम जो कि जुलाई 24 में एक्सपायर हो रहा है। तो बिफोर दिस इट इज अर्जेंसी फॉर टू क्लोज दिस डील। अगर ब्रेंट क्रूड की बात करें तो स्टेट ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस में क्या है, अपना ऑयल सप्लाई इजी हो गया है। बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द ब्रेंट क्रूड fell down to 73.49 per barrel and WTI slipped down to 70.10 per barrel. साउथ कोरिया की मार्केट की बात करें तो कोस्पी स्लाइड बाय 8.2% ऑन फ्राइडे एंड उसकी वजह से वहाँ पे 20 मिनट्स का होल्ड हो गया था, मार्केट का सस्पेंड कर दिया था मार्केट, एंड दिस इज द सेकेंड टाइम इन अ वीक। अगर हम ग्लोबल डेटा की बात करें तो यूएस इंडाइसिस में डॉ जोन्स वाज मार्जिनल अप बाय 0.69% लास्ट वीक, S&P 500 was down by 1.91%, Nasdaq was down by 4.37%, Asian market में Nikkei was down by 2.59%, Shanghai was down by 1.55% and Hang Seng was down by 5.24%. European market में DAX was down by 0.94%, FTSE was down by 0.99% and last CAC was down by 0.35%. कमिंग वीक में जो डेटा की बात करें तो इकोनॉमिक डेटा में 29 जून को इंडिया इज गोइंग टू रिलीज इज इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन, चाइना इज गोइंग टू रिलीज ऑन 30 जून मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पीएमआई डेटा, 1 जुलाई को यूएस गोइंग टू रिलीज एडीपी नॉन फार्म एम्प्लॉयमेंट चेंज डेटा, 2 जुलाई को दे आर गोइंग टू रिलीज नॉन फार्म पेरोल डेटा एंड ऑन 2 जुलाई गोइंग टू रिलीज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट डेटा. Now coming to market outlook, last week, see Nifty after making a high of 26,341 made a low of 22,182. From there, it has started moving upward and made a high of 24,601. वहाँ से निफ्टी ने 62% रिट्रेसमेंट किया and it has made a higher bottom at around 23,070 and it has started moving upward. During this up move, it has given a falling trend line का upward breakout दिया हुआ है at 23,786 and from there it has made a high of 24,261 and finally currently closing at 24,056. Last week after opening at 24,106 level, it made a low of 23,784. From there it recovered and made a high of 24,261 and finally closed 43 points up at 24,056, which is 0.18% gain. And it has formed a bearish long leg doji pattern in daily time frame, which signifies the indecision between bulls and bears. अगर मूविंग एवरेज की बात करें तो डेली चार्ट में 50 में MA is quoting at 23,843 and 200 MA is quoting at 24,440. MACD is quoting at 93. In weekly time frame, moving average is quoting at 50 moving average is quoting at 24,391. 200 is at 22,156. And MACD has given a positive crossover below the zero line and it is quoting at minus 317 level, signaling a positive strength in the market. Now for the next week, on the upper side, Nifty has immediate resistance at 24,261. अगर निफ्टी एक लेवल क्रॉस करता है देन देयर इज a high probability that it may reach to 24,442 24,482 लेवल्स, जहां पे हम लोग को थोड़ी प्रॉफिट बुकिंग दिखाई दे सकती है. अगर निफ्टी ये लेवल भी क्रॉस कर देता है and sustain above this level, then there is a high chances के वो it may reach to 24,601. वहाँ पे we may see a heavy profit booking. On the downside, 23,784 will act as the immediate support level. अगर निफ्टी वो लेवल ब्रिज करता है, then it may drift towards 23,645 and below that 23,467 level respectively. अगर हम लोग बैंक निफ्टी की बात करें, तो बैंक निफ्टी has given a trend line breakout, upward trend line breakout at 54,604 level. वहाँ से उसने हाई बनाया 58,706 and currently quoting at 58,177. Last week, after opening at 57,906 level, it made a low of 57,074. वहाँ से it recovered and it has made a high of 58,706 level, and finally it closed 491 points up. That is 0.85% at 58,177. मूविंग एवरेज की बात करें तो 50 मूविंग डेली चार्ट में 50 मूविंग एवरेज इज कोटिंग एट 55,861 and 200 at 56,239. MACD is quoting at above zero line at 913. In weekly chart, weekly time frame, the moving average is quoting at 55,996 and 200 is quoting at 59,617. MACD has given a positive crossover below zero line in weekly time frame and quoting at -192, signaling positive strength in the Bank Nifty. Outlook की बात करें तो on upper side it has immediate hurdle at 58,706 level where selling is expected. अगर वो बैंक निफ्टी अगर वो लेवल क्रॉस कर लेता है, then there is a high probability it may reach to 59,274. If the index crosses and sustain above this level, then it may open door for 60,437. On the downside, it has immediate support level at 57,600 level where buying interest is expected. If it breaks and sustain below this level, then next crucial support is at 57,074 level where we may witness a heavy buying in the bank nifty. And अगर वो भी ब्रेच करता है, then next support is lying at 56,646. फिल्म निफ्टी की बात करेंगे तो फिल्म निफ्टी हैज गिवन अ फॉलिंग ट्रेड लाइन अपवर्ड ब्रेकआउट एट 25,754 लेवल. वहां से उसने हाई बनाया 27,048 एंड करंटली कोटिंग एट 26,770 लेवल. लास्ट वीक आफ्टर ओपनिंग एट 26,551 इट मेड a low of 26,277 level. From there it recovered and made a high of 27,048 and finally closed 339 points up, that is 1.28% at 26,770 level, forming a bullish spinning top, signifies indecision between bulls and bears. अगर मूविंग एवरेज की बात करें तो उसका 50-day मूविंग एवरेज इज कोटिंग एट 25,902 and 200 is quoting at 26,237 respectively. MACD is quoting above zero line at 310. In weekly time frame, the moving average is quoting at 26,119 and 22,988 respectively. And MACD has given a positive crossover below the zero line and it is quoting at -180 level, signaling positive strength in the Fin Nifty. In the coming week on the upside, Fin Nifty may face immediate resistance at 27,048. Above this level, the first resistance is at 27,369 and if it crosses and sustain above 27,369, then it may reach to 27,578 level. On the downside, it has immediate support at 26,489. अगर वो breach करता है, then it may slide to 26,277 where we may witness buying in the Fin Nifty. Below 26,277, it has next support is at 25,824 where we may witness heavy buying in Fin Nifty. Coming to mid-cap Nifty. If you see the chart of mid-cap Nifty, then it is moving in a rising wedge pattern. Last week, within the wedge pattern, it opened at 14,687, made a high of 14,703. And from there, it started coming down and closed near week's low at 14,403 at 14,434. मतलब mid-cap Nifty is close near to the weekly low. That is down by 184 points. In percentage term, it is 1.24%. In the daily time frame, mid-cap Nifty की 50 days moving average is quoting at 14,136 and 200 is at 13,563. MACD की बात करें तो MACD is quoting above zero line at 109. In weekly time frame, the 50 MA is quoting at 13,446 and 200 is quoting at 10,922. And moving average is MACD is quoting at 317. For the coming week, mid-cap Nifty has immediate resistance at 14,248, where we may see. Sorry, my mistake. On the downside, mid-cap Nifty has immediate support at 14,248, where we may see buying in it. Unless and until it breaches this level, there is a high chances that we may see a up move in mid-cap Nifty. अगर वो डाउनसाइड में 14,248 ब्रेक करता है, then it may decline towards 13,964 and below that 13,839, where we may expect heavy buying in the mid-cap Nifty. अगर वो 13,839 भी breach करता है, then it may slide to 13,674 level. On the upside, it has immediate resistance at 14,703, and above it, the next resistance is of its all-time high of 14,770. अगर 14,770 के ऊपर वो सस्टेन रह जाता है, then it may open door for 14,888, which is its वेज पैटर्न का अपर बैंड रेजिस्टेंस है. और अगर वो सस्टेनेबल क्रॉस करता है, then next level is 15,195. Coming to Nifty Next 50. Nifty Next 50 is moving in a rising channel, forming a higher tops and higher bottom within the channel. Currently the upper band of channel resistance is quoting at 73,718 and lower band is quoting at 69,090. Last week, after opening at 72,611, it made a high of 73,141. From there, due to selling pressure, it slid to 71,693 and finally closed at 72,199, which is 157 points down. That is 0.22%. On weekly basis, forming a bearish candle pattern. In the daily time frame, after a positive crossover around 67,836, the 50 MA is quoting at 50 and 200 MA is quoting at 70,147 and 68,603 respectively. The weekly 50 and 200 MA is quoting at 68,302 and 59,694 respectively. The daily MACD remains positive and currently quoting at 7023, while weekly MACD is quoting at 1021. For the coming week, on the upper side, Nifty Next 50 has immediate resistance at 73,141 and lower side 71,693 is the support level. This 2 point will act as a trigger point for Fin Nifty to get the direction. अगर वो Fin Nifty 73,141 क्रॉस करता है, then it may reach to 73,443 and above that 73,718 level, where we may witness some selling pressure in Nifty Next 50. Downside में अगर वो 71,693 ब्रिज करता है, then it may slide to 70,564 level, where heavy buying is expected. अगर 70,564 ब्रिज करता है, then it may slide to 70,080 level, जहाँ पे अगेन हम लोग को बाइंग एक्सपेक्टेड है. The final conclusion, our house view is bullish on the market. With every dip is a buying opportunity, and there is a possibility that we may see market higher on the upside on a weekly time frame. So thank you very much. Yeah, Saurabh, over to you. So like to get all type of news of the market, you can subscribe to our news channel. You can scan this QR code to connect with us. Thank you very much. Thank you.